All right. I don't know, is Thresh more on the green side or the bluer side of the color spectrum? Plus he has so many shades of green, or like I don't even know how far I'm gonna spread the green shades. Like he has his clothing. They're gonna need at least 2 shades of like dark gray, bluish, greenish colors, and his body with all the semi-transparent greens or turquoise or so. Since we aim for 3 colors in our style, we're probably gonna use a lot of black. I'm gonna use 2 shades of green. We're gonna try to mix the the middle shade, with the dark areas to act as highlights, and with the lighter greens to act as shadows or something. This is not gonna be an easy task. Let's go with black, desaturated, almost gray, blue or green, and something like this. I don't know. How different is this? It's not very different. A little bit more saturation. Something like this, probably. And the green that is very bright is slightly more, way more saturated. Still on the bluer side, something like this. Maybe brighter. Way too bright, more saturated. I guess, yeah, this can work. Mm. I mean, I can use this and then we can adjust the colors as we go. I feel like this is gonna be a difficult one. You know what would be funny? I just copy Goku and then change the color palette and then just edit Goku's sprite. Like, imagine if that works out. Although it doesn't have the exact same body composure or whatever. Like, you know, I feel like Thresh's body is built different. At least into XKO is much more um, physical, if you can say that. Like in League of Legends, he plays as a support character, so he feels like a support character, you know, like he doesn't take the front stage. While in 2XAO, Thresh feels like he wants to do everything by himself. Like you want to get in, and you know mix his opponent and do damage and apply pressure and I think he's also man quite tall. He's taller than the average character. Hmm. Maybe I should open one reference at least in Sprite. Wow, 4,000? How big is this? Wow, this is enormous. Wow, what a reference. Like, if I don't get every detail about the character of this reference, like, there's no way I can get. So I think most of the black parts is gonna be like here in his pants and like, you know, parts that are in the shade, etc. For the boots, you're probably gonna use the midtones. And we're gonna have to use a lot of outlines to separate the elements of his body because with all the blacks and grays, like that's the idea. We're gonna have to use the grays, not the grays. I mean that desaturated green or whatever, like behind everything that has to be contoured with outline. Because otherwise, if you line black outlines on part of his body, like for example his weapon here, I forgot what it's called. If we outline it in black and then it's in front of something that is also black, like it might not feel like actual outlines, right? I don't know if I'm explaining myself properly. So we have this prominent V shape. Actually, his body feels like he's like an X. I think this is gonna be a good starting point, like to make his character right, make a giant gray X shape, and then we add the legs, and then we add the bright greens here to extend the arms. And yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Something around here. Hang on a second. Yeah, like something like this. Because then you're gonna do them like these shapes like this, right? Like his legs, right? Right? Then he's gonna have his arm like this, and his second arm coming out like this, and his head. Although I didn't get the exact proportion, maybe I might wanted to do something like this. I don't know. Obviously, many things are gonna have to change because the proportions are gonna have to be readjusted to adapt to the styles. Like this is the same black as this, yeah. Actually, it doesn't. This and actually comes straight down like this. And then you're gonna have like the right. You see here, like his weapon. It's gonna have to have some highlight like that. Not highlight. Not highlight. I'm having too many ideas at the same time. I keep messing up. What I'm trying to say. The outlines. That's what I was trying to talk about. So, all right. This body is actually very It's quite far from his arm. Like this gap is pretty big. Then he's gonna have these flame. I think the flames are more blue than green actually. Honestly, I don't know if I actually can pull this off, but I felt like I wanted to try anyway. The proportions aren't quite right for the style. I mean, I'm using proportions that are pretty realistic, which doesn't apply to a size this small. Like, remember from if you watch the previous stream, you notice that this style has dimensions about 40 pixels tall and somewhere between 20 and 30 pixels wide, which don't allow us honestly to go for realistic proportions. I'm gonna have to let's see how far we can go like this, and then we'll try to readjust the style for the proportions for this style specifically. Oh, he has this floating lantern too, which is pretty big, almost the same height as his chest. Something like this. I think I got an internet problem. I don't know. Mm. Doesn't seem like it. It's just a music playlist that I was listening to. See if we can find another one. Sounds like the same exact song. That's funny. Mhm. Basically, I'm gonna have to exaggerate the parts that have more weight regarding his hands need to show that he is really imposing. Like, see how his hand like is straight like this, and the way he's holding the lantern is giving the it's giving me the impression like he's a commander. He's confident. He's stable. His legs are pretty spread apart. Like, he's stable. You know, like he commands respect. He commands respect. So, which is not which is not exactly what this sprite actually feels like. That's the trick actually with pixel art. You have to understand that trying to do pixel art, you have to capture the feeling, not the shapes. And find exactly where that feeling is lost when drawing on a smaller canvas, and then work around that to capture that feeling again. So I'm doing all of this just to see where it's gonna lead. Like, it's not like I'm trying to get to the final result. You know, I'm experimenting with stuff right now, so it's totally normal that it looks ugly, right? three colors for a character with so many details. This is very difficult. Look at him very, very, very far. So what we have is his pose has this arc-like shape, which is not obvious when you look at him from up close. So we have this shape like here, right? Mm. Problem is his weapon is covering way too much of his leg here. Which is causing it to make it look like he's not kneeling, but like he's wounded or something. He's leaning on that leg. He can't walk or something, which is the wrong thing. That's not what we want to convey as the message. Actually, let's try to remove his weapon again. Start from scratch. Resizing pixel art is such a wrong thing to do. This style is completely different. Like I'm not going for the same style as these sprites here. The main reasons is that these sprites usually or mostly is black and white and then another color, and which is not the case for Thresh. Thresh is like almost all dark greens and some light greens for the flames and all this stuff. Like there's no reason to use any whites. Or is it? Hmm. What if like we stray away from his weak scale art style? We take some creative freedom. Should they go with the same eye? Like yo, hi Lisa. Good, thank you. How about you? Thank you. Hmm. So, are you an artist too, or just watching for fun? What game? 2xKO? Basically, to explain what I'm doing right now, if you just joined, like I'm trying to make uh, characters, to draw them in this style, this specific pixel art style, which is similar to the games that released on the Game Boy Color era. So I did these two, and now I'm trying to draw fresh from the 2XKO fighting game. Like the character basically just released like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. And to be honest, I really like him, and I thought I might give this a try. But the character is pretty difficult, and like his style is kind of difficult to reproduce in this art style specifically. Mainly because of the colors. We're actually trying to compare what I drew, like him right now, with the other characters to see what exactly I need to change. I think first of all I have to reduce the size of the legs and increase the size of the head. Maybe not increase the size of the head, but like give these things like these hair-like things kind of more importance. Something like this. Mm. Just look at some more references on the internet. Another trick I can do is, instead of drawing the weapon at the same side, because I don't have too many pixels to work with, I can make him hold his weapon with his other hand and like draw the lantern on this side. This is kind of a workaround to make the best of the few pixels I have to work with. Might not be a bad idea. I wonder if using lighter colors for outlines would give the same effect or something completely different. Finish that later. I know what's wrong with the music today. Yo! How are you, bro? Yeah, codex messages. انا مخي باش يقول لي الميساج هذاك نتاع out of messages. البيرسوات الكل ما ركبت لي كان على فريش. اكس كيو واو واو فريش حاجة. Hmm. إيه لحظة just let me check ال spreadsheets متاع الجيم. I need to check characters spreadsheet like in this style that don't have the same like white skin colors. For example, I'm gonna look for Captain Genio, for example, spreadsheets and or I don't know Buldo or how the colors are handled. A sprite. Okay, let's open these here. Yeah, cell is a great example. The cell here is not a. This is not a human. Like it's mostly all green. It'd be a great case study to see how the colors were used. Like there, he has no white. He only uses black and relatively dark yellow and green. I mean, both totally saturated and it's slightly darker. So basically, they used as the same color, but the yellow is like the sides that it's the highlights, and the greens are like the shadow. It's like they assumed he has only one color, but used the most colors that are remembered from him from the show. And were used here as I think this is a very nice technique. I might try it. Alberta is totally different, like it's a totally different case. It has no highlights and no shadows because they don't have that luxury. Hmm. I think I have to use the cell example. Like let's assume he has only one color, like Thresh has only one color. And the parts that are bright, like for example the flames, and wherever uh, the light of the flame should be reflected, for example this part of his face or something like that, I have to make it slightly brighter, like for example using this color here. Wow, this is gonna be a difficult one. I really picked a difficult character to try to do, but I believe if I succeed in doing it, it's gonna be an amazing result. Like, look at this example. Like, if you just zoom in a little bit and you don't recognize anything about the character, like, what is this? This is nothing. It's just a bunch of pixels. It only works because it's a one frame that is part of an animation. So when used in the context of the animation, you know that that's his leg that he has lifted to perform a kick. Mhm. Just looking at these to try to find a solution for Thresh head. I also like the eyes here. I think I should try to draw his eyes like that. Yeah, perfect. That's exactly how it should be. I should remove these. I also should put back some more music. I know what's wrong with the YouTube today. I wonder if using dithering is a good idea. I don't think so, because this style consistently avoids dithering. Like, pretty much I never see dithering being used here. Maybe in portraits, like there's some dithering here, but mm, mm. That's too bright. I think I lowered the contrast too much. I think his head is not wide enough. Should be like wider like this. I'm trying to imagine him in the game, and that kind of gives me immediately exactly what's off about him. I think his weapon has to be outlined to be to pop out from the background, but it takes off from this effect that it's made of glass or whatever it is made of. Try to undo. I think this is what I was looking for. Something like this. Contrast from saturation, and this allows the lightest color to feel like the source of light of something. That's a bit too much. What's this? Should I add outlines to the flames? But other characters have outlines if they had flames. I don't know. Maybe try and see. Mm, I don't think I like that. I think it's pretty much done. I don't think I can add much more than this, to be honest. Try to make the lantern look more like a lantern. He's definitely much darker than the other characters. Here, here. Hmm. So try to separate these. One goes here. Oh, this one goes here. Like how many are they? 1, 2, 3. They're actually not black. They're more like the lighter gray. Do I want to make his eyes bright and wait a second into this? Wow, this is it's better, right? Or am I wrong? I think I'm wrong. What if I make these areas lighter, then I use this color for these parts. Actually, even for his head, how did it look like? Actually looks wrong, but it gave me the idea that I might be able to use black outline for his head right now. Just to see how it would look like. It's a lot of work, I know. Yes, if it turns out ugly, I will have to Control Z all of this. Does it look good? I don't know. I don't think it looks good. Pretty much because like the flames aren't as obvious with all the space because it is just outlines actually, but it's a lot of space that they take, especially like the three uh, like these three lines intertwined together. So if you by trying to outline all of them at the same time, it takes a lot of space. And different. Looks like he's smiling. That's all. Mm. Actually, he has this mask. Might be a good idea to try to draw the mask. right, on top of his face. Then give him like the eye and the mouth is gonna be a difficult one to do because he's very wide. So I do it like earlier, something like this. Something like this is fine actually. This is fine, right? Mhm. I think we get in there slowly but surely. I might have to move his head upward a little bit. Maybe just take some more space like this. Show the flames. Maybe even remove the outlines completely where the really no. Did we get there? We got there. I mean, this would have been a completely different story if we could use white as the fourth color, but that was the challenge, right? Like I tried to do this in this game specific style, and yeah, I had to try to do it till the end. Like, yep, I think it's alright. The chain of his weapon feels like it's part of the lantern. The lantern has it has to be a little bit bigger, I think. Not big enough to be understood as a light source. Basically, the idea is that the light should be coming from the center, but there's also this like metal bar that makes the, like these metal bars that should be coming in front of it. But the black is like is too much. If you just did this, it's just too much. I'm trying to use like the middle shade to convey the idea that it's hiding it, but I don't have too many pixels to work with. You know how it is, like the usual constraint, the same constraints as usual. Like if you approach it with logic, you say if I do it like this, it's gonna result in this, but actually it can result in so many things. Eventually, it might become impossible to see it the way you wanted to see it. Whatever. Leave it like that for the moment. I mean, technically, since it's a flame, it should have maximum value, right? Value, value is like, think of the color as a light source. Like this is, here it's black because it's not bright at all, but like the idea of value is how much light is it reflecting, because saturation is like okay, the light that is reflected by this object, how colorful it is. So this color here is basically for eye comfort, mostly. So if it's like, it has to be somewhere between the flames color and the black, and it should offer comfortable contrast between both. Like you have to be able to differentiate it very easily from both. But it shouldn't have to be too dark, and it shouldn't be like too saturated like this color. I think I might want to even, I think I might want to desaturate it like this and move it like to this kind of bluish area. Already saturated green. I don't know, no, feels very. Yeah, I think this is much better. For some reason, I feel like this is logically wrong, but I feel it that it looks good, and I don't know why. It's annoying me. It's creating this weird angle shape that communicates something like Thresh is looking here and he has this aggressive attitude toward whatever in this direction, right? But it doesn't look like a boot at all, like, Indeed, it's weird. I like it and I hate it at the same time. Alright, whatever, we're gonna keep it, I think. I don't know if it's finished, but I think I'm gonna leave it at this for now. Maybe if I feel inspired, I will pick it up again and I'll try to make more progress with it. Anyway, thank you guys for coming and hanging out. See you guys next time.